I was conceived in Port Harcourt. That was when my father was still working there. He worked with Central Bank of Nigeria, and at the point of my conception, he was posted to Port Harcourt, that is in the south part of Nigeria. But when it was time for me to be given birth to, my mother had to take me to Lagos. Number one, the civil war in Nigeria was already brooding by then, and they were not sure I was going to get adequate attention. So I was given birth to in Lagos, and it was some days after that that my mother took me back to Port Harcourt. Incidentally, getting back there, the civil war thing was even much more tense than when she first left. So I could not get some of the vaccines that I ought to have gotten as an infant. And my mother was forced to take me back to Lagos with my two elder siblings. So I'm going to start my reading from what happened when she got back to Lagos. Follow me. Getting back to Lagos, my parents rented an apartment in Surulere in Lagos. My mother could vividly recount how some other tenants living at that same property on a particular day decided to take their children for the polio immunization. And this happened at the military hospital in Yaba, Lagos. She also deemed it wise to go with them, since I did not have the opportunity of taking the vaccine in Port Harcourt. So 8 children within the compound were taken to the hospital for the immunization, and everything seemed okay when all came back from the hospital. Some days after the immunization, I developed high fever, and my mother immediately commenced treating me for malaria. Somehow, the sickness soon took another twist. On a certain day, I told my mother that I needed to use the potty, and she felt I should do the poo in the room rather than in the toilet. She left me on the potty and went out of the room to attend to some other house chores. By the time she returned, I had fallen off the potty, and the substance therein was all over me. She did not know what happened, and of course she felt that maybe I had probably been playing on the potty, and then I fell off it. In annoyance, she promptly scolded me for being naughty. Then she noticed that I did not get up from the floor after the scolding. She tried to pick me up, but my legs were like jelly. I could not stand on them. In panic, she cried out to our neighbors for help, and that was how it all started. I was just a year and 3 months old, and so that was how the supposed polio challenge set into my life. And since I told you the book is about my woes and wins in life, so this happened to be the first woe that I will be experiencing in life. I was too young to cope with it by myself, but it happened. So I'm going to continue the reading so that you will understand the things that happened after this incident. So I was taken from one hospital to another, but instead of improving, the situation got more hopeless and helpless. The only way I could move around was to use my arms to drag the rest of my body along the floor while lying on my chest. But when incidents like this occur in my part of the world, people give it different names and provide various treatments for it. Many postulated that it was a spiritual attack and could only be treated in a traditional and fetish way. My mother just referred to one of the neighbors who they believe was versed in the treatment of strange ailments using local herbs. The man made several herb concoctions. Our mother takes me to him every day for daily dosage of the concoction. One of those days, the wife of the herbal neighbor rushed to another apartment, screaming and shouting that my mom should come and take me away from the apartment because she could not understand what was happening to her husband. Lo and behold, by the time my mother got to him, the man was covered with chicken pox from head to toe. Of course, that was the end of my treatment by him. Yet I was still as lame as the first time I was brought to him. My parents had to revert to hospital option again. Someone advised us to visit the orthopedic hospital in Bobi, here in Lagos. On getting there, one of the physicians recommended braces for both legs, hoping that this would at least assist me to walk with my legs instead of crawling on my chest. I had to start learning to walk all over again with the aid of the braces and a walker. Yet, there was no improvement. To a mother that just wanted to see her son walk on his two legs again, every suggestion or treatment given to by anyone was worth trying out. After about 6 months of being crippled on both legs, my great-grandmother requested that I be brought to her in Abeokuta, and that happens to be my mother's hometown, so that she could try all she also can to ensure my healing. Our relatives in Abeokuta all felt that since the herbal medicine had failed and the orthopedic hospital did not seem to have a solution to my problem, then spiritual treatment should be considered. In their opinion, the situation seemed diabolic. One of them recommended that I be taken to a Muslim cleric who happened to be a uncle. I was with the Afar for several days. He adopted various spiritual interventions to reverse the strange ailments. But as I was told, during that period while I was with him, the cleric just died suddenly and in a very mysterious way. The relative who recommended that I be taken there really felt bad because she believed that whatsoever I was going through must have caused his mysterious death. My great-grandmother, who is now late, lived in the fiercest and wildest and most feared areas of Abeokuta called Itoko. Itoko is a place that many, even up to date, believe is vested with witchcraft, sorcery, and very devious voodoo. And so, at a point, someone suggested that if only I could be made to worship one of the traditional old deities called Obatala, which many people believe is the god of the Ifa oracle in the Yoruba mythology, I would be well. Another relative recommended that I be taken to a witch doctor in the locality that could also be of assistance. He fixed a day that my mother was to come and collect a fetish concoction which I was expected to take, and which supposedly will change my situation. She was told to come and pick it on a Thursday. But curiously, the witch doctor passed away the Wednesday before. I stayed with my great-grandmother, who was very fond of me and who also was full of faith that one day I will walk. I think I need to stop here. So these were some of the things I went through, even when the supposed polio issue sprung up in my life. I was taken from one place to the other, the hospital, the herbalist, the witch doctor. But maybe one of those things that really struck me most, and which I kept on asking, and I asked my mother severally. So why were these people dying? Why did the Muslim cleric, why did he die? Why did the Obatala priest, why did he die? Why did the herbal man that we were staying with in Lagos, what happened that because he was treating me, the next moment he was covered with ailment from head to toe? Of course, the only answer we could really arrive at was the fact that whatever was happening to me was much more than what meets the eye. And my people will say that it's not ordinary high. It was really fetish, it was really diabolic. But I just want to thank the Lord that despite the many things I suffered, despite all those attempts to ensure that I never got the necessary attention that will bring healing to my disability, eventually hope came, and by His grace I am who I am today. So I just want to use this part of the book to encourage someone, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of whatever you're going through, going from bad to worse and from worse to worst. Help will come, solutions will come. Of course, like what I started the book with, eventually I was taken to a very deep forest, and then where they said another witch doctor that is more powerful than all the ones I've met, where he dwells. Somehow, I don't know what he was able to do to appease maybe the gods or the goddesses or the principalities or the demons that could be making things not to go my way. Life came back to my right leg. The left leg is still paralyzed up till today. So I just want to encourage you. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, like the Bible says, but the Lord delivers him from them all. Help will always come, you always be delivered. If you're a parent or somebody with disability, or even you're listening to this or watching it, you have disability, don't sign off with life yet. Don't resolve that you have come here as a non-entity. Don't feel that you are here and then you don't have, there is no place for you here. It's what you believe that you get. If you hold on to your faith and hold on to your God, regardless of your disability, you're going to make it in this world. Like I said, I'm stopping here for now. I would love to get your comments to the things I've read so far. So I will appreciate you leaving your comments below at the comment section. Or do you have similar stories like the ones I've gone through? Or what is your own impression about some of the things I've read? I would love to get your own impression even to some of the things I've read so far. So please leave your comments down below. Of course, remember to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to keep sharing lessons from my book with you from time to time. So leave your comments there. And in case you want to get a copy of the book, the link is going to be there. But the website is tia.com.ng, and you can also get the book on Amazon. So till I come your way again, stay blessed and God bless you.